Hello and welcome back to Popcorn and Plot Holes.
Oh Jesus! It's
Spencer,
low energy and no intonation.
Was that good for you?
That was sad.
That was one of the intros of all time.
All right, let me liven it up.
Okay.
Let me check.
All right, ready?
One.
Ready and action.
Welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes.
Oh no, we're broken.
No, I like it. Let him cook.
With me, as always, we have Spencer.
Hey, good to be here.
Luciano. He's a bee, people, if you didn't get the audio joke there.
I thought it was his vibrator. Just
me too.
How do you know it's not?
A sound can be two things.
It's a bee vibrator. Great. And you heard the voice of other Chris, aka
Chris. No, just Chris.
Other Matt, aka I think Matt. Just technically, I don't think anybody else calls him other Matt in his life, or do they?
I prefer to.
We
prefer to go by Wallace West. I just want to say.
Fair enough. You're now the ex-director of the CIA, so it's a good promotion for you.
Your North American accent is way too good for you to be Jeremy Irons.
Exactly.
We watched The Beekeeper. If you didn't catch it, I don't know if you. We threatened to watch The Beekeeper a number of times, and things happened, and now we're knocking it out. It is an Amazon thing, I think, streaming. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's what it was.
Something
Whatever,
like
you find it. It's streaming. You had to pay for it, but you didn't have to sit in the theater.
It cost me $1 on Amazon Prime.
Yep, 99 cents.
There you have. Great deal. Speaking of Amazon Prime, watching Fallout, highly recommended, but that's not what we're here for.
What is this, a commercial?
This is a commercial for Amazon
We're
Prime.
never getting paid.
Give us our money, Jeff Bezos.
You can spare it.
At least give us back our 99 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll settle for that.
But yeah, so we watched The Beekeeper. It's the Jason Statham vehicle. I mean, he's trying so hard to get a vehicle. Let's talk about this movie the way we always love to talk about it, very positively, glowingly, if you will. At least for the first question. What was your favorite part of this movie?
I have one pretty clearly. It's what I've been calling to myself, because I haven't talked to anybody about it, the Home Alone R-rated edition scene, where he sets up the shit in the elevator, and then just like it's like it was such a kind of a weird deja vu, because obviously I've never seen it before, but it's like, this is a Kevin McAllister thing. Yeah, for totally. Sure. If he grew up to be a psychopath, that's what he would do.
Or what do you call him? Beekeeper psychopath?
Or beekeeper?
No. If you're not a beekeeper, you're a psychopath. If you're a beekeeper, you're just, caring for the hive. That's all.
You're just taking care of the hive.
Yeah.
Sir, you sound insane.
So that was my favorite scene. My favorite thing in the movie was that scene was so unhinged. I loved it.
Yeah, that was a good scene. I like that scene. I would say that one thing I really liked about this movie, and it's stupid, but I don't know about everyone else in the world, but one thing that really bugs me is digital blood and gore. And it's like, I find it so, like, when I watch like older movies with gore and it's like all practical effects, I love it. And like squibs and all that. Now, this movie didn't do all of that. It still had some digital stuff, but it did have some practical blood, like real, like blood, like not real blood, but like real.
Hopefully, not real blood.
Yeah, maybe it was real blood. Jason Statham's going method.
Method. Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewising it.
But like like when he cut the guy's fingers off, like it was actually looked like a prop. And when he stabbed...
it didn't bleed enough, though.
No. But when he stabbed Lazarus in the throat, when he stabbed Bru, it was like a real blood spray that was coming out. And I was like, it just looks so much better. So that I appreciated that, and that made me really like it.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite scene probably be like you actually touched on it, where he like cuts the dude's fingers off and stuff. I just like that whole setup. Specifically from the starting point where he goes and he gets those like gangster dudes, because he's like, professional bodyguards aren't going to do it. I'm going to go get guys in sweats, and then they just show up in a minivan and blow up his bees, take down all the bees.
Announce you're here, and before killing him. naturally.
And then just the shotgun to the teeth, great. Like the shotgun, awesome.
That scene is very good.
Yeah, the half the gun through the throat, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was good. Some good kills.
Yeah, that was a solid scene.
I think for me, it's just the falling down nature of the vengeance tour he goes on, especially against scammers. Like this sort of scamming wouldn't catch us, but we know countless people being scammed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And just having someone just like rain unholy vengeance upon them.
It was so satisfying.
Is a delight. Yeah. It's the perfect premise for people our age and older.
It's infuriating. Literally, I wrote this down. I wrote, when they con the lady, I said, kill them all now, kill them with bees. That's what my note is.
As it turns out, that is also how they created the script for this movie.
Yeah. The writer's like grandma got conned by I
have an idea for a movie.
And he wrote, kill them all with bees. And then that's how the script was born.
I love that first scene, the first scam place that he burns down. I love that whole scene too. It's so good.
Yeah. Maybe they were watching the Homer Simpson line. Do they have dogs with bees? And when they bark, they shoot bees at you. I butchered that, but
I agree though, Luciano, with that. One thing that I noticed in the first right away in this movie is the pacing is just fantastic for the younger, our generation and younger who just cannot stand slow action. And it was literally I'm like, okay, I get it. This is going to be like a vengeance tour against these guys, and he's going to have to find out where they are. And it was literally they get conned. He calls. He knows where they are. He kills them all.
He just burns it down. He drives there, burns it down. Ford truck.
And then it's going to be and then I was going to be like, okay, now it's going to be them trying to find out who he is. And it's next scene, we know where he is. We got his car. We're going to kill him. It's bang, bang, bang. I was like, oh, wow, this is fucking awesome.
There's literally a moment where he looks down and he's like, you scammed a woman yesterday. And I was like, yesterday?
Yeah.
It's been 6 hours. He was interviewed by the police, immediately let go, and then he immediately went to burn down the building.
Yeah. So we learned about the beekeepers, and we learned that this is what they do, and the reason for their existence. I will ruin it slightly in the fact that part of the beekeepers is going to be the plot hole from the movie. So we'll try to tread lightly around that. But what do you think about the beekeeper premise and the reason for Alex Cobb was his name?
No, Clay.
Clay.
Adam Clay. Not even
Adam Clay. Alex Cobb.
Alex Cobb. Same thing. Same thing.
Brew,
my notes
don't
got
you know
steered.
his name?
Didn't write it down. Him as a beekeeper, that whole scenario.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so
it's
out of this world
dumb. Yeah, I was totally sold on him just being a beekeeper getting vengeance. And then they're like, no, he's a beekeeper
with a capital B. Yeah,
as a job. And I was like, okay, go on. And they're like, no. And
every time they did or tried, you were like, no.
Exactly.
When he first pulls that phone out from the fucking hive for whatever fucking reason, I hide my phone in honey, whatever the fuck.
That made me laugh out loud. And I pictured him pulling I thought he was really gonna pull out a second hive with an assault rifle, and then another hive with a bulletproof vest.
They just all fly up.
He should have had one of those setups where he presses a button and a bunch of shit just comes out of the hives drenched in honey and beeswax.
Yeah,
that's going to be horribly sticky.
Yeah,
it's going to be a nightmare to clean.
Yeah, but when he calls the agency, I was like, oh, of course he's a retired something or another.
Yeah, the agency, by the way, a room with one woman.
Yes,
there's a person
looks
behind.
Like an ambulance
I think
worker.
Yeah,
and the there's an ambulance worker.
True, it's just two people. It's twice as many.
It's a big time operation.
Yeah, and he calls and I was like, okay, so he's gonna be some retired something or another, and they're gonna make fun of him for liking bees too much. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was gonna be
you sweet summer
I-
child.
right? I was like, oh, it's gonna go. You're still beekeeping, Clay, or whatever. No. It's the name of the thing, and it's gonna be thematic, and we're gonna base it off of some fucked up understanding of how bees actually work. So
Yeah,
whatever.
It was very, very stupid.
It's very weird.
The,
Yeah.
the analogy was very forced. I swear, at one
Yes.
point he's a beekeeper, and bees, they protect their hives, and they'll do anything to keep the hive at birth. And then they're like, he's coming for the hive. I'm like, wait, I thought he protects the hive. I'm like, this
Yeah.
analogy
He's
doesn't
gonna-
make any
he's-
sense.
He's gonna
So he's
clean
a
the
hornet.
hive of the wasps and the people. Wait, what hives?
Yeah,
and what the fuck?
I just felt like the analogy was stretched so thin. It's like no
Yeah.
longer.
The wasp thing fits in because he did have a wasp thing at the beginning of the movie, right? Where I guess,
Yeah,
how does he kill that wasp? Does
Using
he-
I love
using
that
a-
thing.
Using an old light
yeah.
fixture.
He broke the lamp inside the thing and kind of like passed like current through it and fucked them up inside.
Is that the best way to do that?
I don't know, but it looked
Yeah,
cool.
it's
It looked cool.
Cool as hell.
That
Yeah.
looked cool. I feel like you could
I'll
just
allow it.
close the whole bag and just set it on fire.
Yeah.
No.
No, he's got to use that bag again.
Yeah.
Bags don't grow on trees.
He's a beekeeper. He's not rich.
Yeah, that's true.
Clearly.
He's like, no one's ever taken care of me.
I like too how like he says, the whole very weird thing where he says to Mrs. Huxtable or whatever her name is. He says to her, nobody ever took care of me. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking weird. And then he gets some honey for her and he puts her name on
The
honey jar. And I was like, what does he think is going to happen if he gives it to her without her name on it? Is she going to think it's someone else's honey? What's going on here?
It's gonna be stole by a bear in a picnic basket.
Luciano, you get to a really critical question. How far away in their relationship were they from banging?
I know. I thought the same thing. I'm like, is this the love interest? Like, I respect this.
Yeah.
The hustle's real. Yeah. That is a good question.
I genuinely think they were not far. I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
was-
that dinner.
I was
That
gonna
was
say,
a date.
Yep.
maybe if that honey was fermented enough.
Yeah.
I
That's
make
why
my
he had
own
the name on there.
honey wine.
We don't know
it
this, but
became mead.
his thumb was covering the other part of that label, and it just had little hearts, just right there.
And then he wrote
a little
send,
bit of an arrow.
and it wrote send nudes.
ASL.
It said put it in a honey jar
Yeah.
and send it back. Like, I also was curious why he had so many jars of honey. Was he running a small business?
They implied it, but I think you forgot the step where you sell it.
Yeah.
He just make
Well,
honey.
no.
Step 2 ? Step 3 profit.
Yeah.
100% the energy.
Well,
Maybe I was
clearly.
gonna say
Go ahead.
maybe he got them removed just because there was too many body parts in them, or other random things flying around in his honey, or
No, but-
bullets.
He was taken down by the FDA, or
Yeah.
Maybe
sent
someone got a
back-
cell phone in it.
Yeah, they set back all those honey jars. We need
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
less bullets, less cell phones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want bullets, cell phones, body parts, blood. We don't want any of that in our honey.
I got a late 90s Razor cell phone in my honey.
It slides under the door.
Yeah. I mean, I just found it ridiculous that. So that was one thing that wasn't explained. As that, so he's a beekeeper as a job, and then he was so into the culture of like the whole concept of beekeeping, that he went into real beekeeping.
Yeah,
think-
the brainwashing worked too well.
I think it was,
Yeah.
I think it was the other way around.
Oh.
He was a beekeeper before they hired
Yeah.
him to become.
And then they just showed up. Was like, hey man, you're a beekeeper, right? It's like, do you understand the beekeeper stuff? He's like, yeah, I get it. It's like,
He's like-
get in this truck. Don't ask any more questions.
Yeah. He's like, I get it. You want me to become
Is
a
it-
super assassin to protect the hive. They're like,
100%.
exactly.
I knew you'd understand it. Yeah.
Sir, you sound crazy.
No,
You're hired.
I see. I see a scene with an equivalent of that Giorgio Tsoukalos guy from Aliens thing, and he, instead of going in, and he goes bees, and he was saying, "I'm in." Just take me wherever. I'm in.
Do you say bees?
Yeah.
Say no more. Just loads a gun.
I wish he would have killed those mobsters with like beekeeper implements.
Yeah, that was one of my only
So what are
complaints. He
are
didn't kill
all
anyone
the-
with bees.
the beekeeper? No, because like
Right?
Those are two
I
different
agree
things.
with not killing with bees, but no, I want to ask Luciano, what are the other beekeeper implements you can
Well,
use to kill a man?
The
I
smoker.
don't know. I had the smoke. Yeah, the
Great.
smoker. Or maybe he
I
could.
feels like you're not smoking them out, right? Because that take a long time.
No,
to
no,
sit there with
use
the bag over the tent.
No,
like,
you just
look at your
grab.
watch.
You grab. No, you grab the smoker and beat someone to death with it.
Okay,
No, that's
great.
not creative enough.
Yeah,
You
can't
shoot
just-
him and then you pump him full of smoke in
So
his
the
bullet
smoke
hole.
comes out of the bullet holes.
Starts coming out of his mouth.
Drown him in the apiary. Like literally
Yeah,
drown
like
drown him in
in
the apiary.
honey.
Shove his face in honey until
Yep.
he drowns.
Yeah, or like
And then
take
sell
take
that
a-
honey
take
for
a-
profit.
Again, take a piece of like a beehive that was broken and like choke someone to death with it, something like that.
I don't think it's you could choke
You're gonna
him
say it's
or
not realistic. You're
force
gonna
it down
say
his
it's not
throat?
realistic. Is that what you're gonna say?
Wrap your hand in tape, like double-sided tape, and then stick all sorts of small bee stingers to it, and then just repeatedly
Just
punch someone in the
Punch,
face.
punch people.
Just
Yeah.
bees. I like the scene in
The actual bees.
in Rambo where he like puts the knuckles in like the sticky stuff and then in
Yeah.
like nails.
Yes.
It's like he does that with live
I-
bees and then just starts punching
I
a guy.
remember more the scene
Yeah.
in Hot Shots where he does that with
I know, with
M&Ms
M&Ms,
and
like, that's what I was
sprinkles.
thinking, too. I was gonna say that first, but then I was like, it's actually from Rambo. So.
Yeah, it is from Rambo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just love the idea of him having live bees at the honest piss as he's fighting the guys.
Perfect. No, I think that would have made it a lot better. You're right, Spencer.
I also think this movie suffered from not having enough bee puns.
Mm.
Yeah, it was only
Yeah.
one person making them.
To be or not to be. And he said,
Yeah.
to be. To be.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
To be.
Today.
Yeah, I would have. Could he have somehow cut a honeycomb shape in someone's chest?
Seems like a lot. Seems like a lot
Where,
of work.
where
Like
there's
a
a
lot of
will,
work.
there's a way.
Yeah.
Maybe he had like something that he used to make some of the honeycombs, and he used that to punch someone's hole in. Or
I'm learning
looking
now
at-
that I don't know enough about
Yeah.
honey tools.
I was
none of us
going to
do.
say I looked up a beekeeper implements thing. It's a 9-piece set on Amazon. So
okay, what we
take
got?
it for what it's worth. We have the smoker.
Okay, we already went through that. Put in the bullet
Yeah.
hole.
Great. And then we have this a little brush, and then we have
Hold on. Brush acid on their face.
Great,
Okay.
great. Then there's these two images. One looks like a crowbar essentially, but the
Okay,
other
oh,
one
There
that's
you go.
easy. That's
is
easy.
like it's like a straight piece of metal, and it has a little bit of an edge on it, but it's like square and tiny. So it's not really an axe, but it could be used as an axe.
Okay, so used as an axe.
A
then we
really
have-
tiny axe.
Yeah, and
Can
then we
jam
have
it in someone's eye, maybe.
I was gonna say that sounds like an
Ooh.
eye gouger,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
like that.
like an eye scooper.
Yeah. And then we have, like the hair combs, like the big
Yeah.
ones with all the prongs. One of those with the big, long, fancy handle.
Is it made of metal or
It's
does
metal,
it look like
yeah, yeah.
plastic?
Oh, there you
okay,
go.
no,
Is
that-
it-
and anything when you
is
say
it-
metal, we're good.
Is it an
Very cool.
afro pick? Like,
Yes, but
It's
it's
because
like,
you gotta look good when you're taking
but it's
care
got
of
it's got a
bees.
big, long handle to
some
wrap your
funky
and then
bees.
Yeah.
stab.
No, you just use use it like a vorpal sword. You just cut someone's head off with it.
Mm.
Mhm. Okay, maybe a hand, just because it's a bit looks flimsy on my screen. And then there's this thing to grip your hive with, that is like two wooden handles that you grip, and then you can retract them or close them. So have these little hooks grab onto each.
Oh, that
thing
sounds
of the hive.
perfect.
Yeah, you can
Oh.
pull fingers apart. With
Pull
it.
a man's chest cavity
Well,
open.
it's not a
Yeah.
single one; it's like a double one on like a half a foot long thing. So it's hard to. You have to have someone with really long fingers to pull them off.
Mm.
Where there's a
getting at.
will,
Could you
there's
put
a way.
man's head in there? Could you put a man's head in there?
They're very narrow, so I don't
Okay.
think it would.
what about
it
a
would work.
penis?
A penis, definitely.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. There you go.
So yeah, that's beekeeping implements in case anybody was interested.
And
I
how
like
to
how we
use
just
them.
froze on penis, by the way.
And-
we always do.
You're welcome. Freeze frame. I did have a question about this movie because it plays fast and loose with the idea of this is in the real world. And I'm curious, like, what do you think the most realistic part of this movie was?
That's a tough question.
Let me start you off. I got one.
People had hair.
No, I got one. I got a real one.
Okay.
The level of successful police actions that took place in the movie.
Yeah.
I see. That's a commentary.
Societal commentary.
Societal
Is it
commentary.
though?
I would say the most realistic. I'm thinking. Somebody else go.
I think the most realistic thing, the most fun realistic thing, I think, was when he ties Boyd, or whatever the fuck his name, Garnet is, to his truck, and he like rams the thing and he flies off the bridge. He does he just flies off with it.
But
in a
that was
very
realistic.
funny way.
He did it in broad daylight in the middle of a bridge.
No, yeah, but the physics of it.
Okay,
top
the
notch.
physics were realistic. Okay.
So the jury rigging the car, that felt realistic. Like using the screwdriver to jack the car. That seemed like he had some good truck knowledge. You know?
He used a knife on the gas pedal, which was a little weird, but
I would say the most realistic thing was
bandsaw safety.
Bandsaw safety, obviously.
Yeah,
but I was going to say the most realistic thing for me was an old woman having a sexual relationship with her beekeeper.
Thought you were gonna say it was an old woman getting scammed.
Allegedly.
You can keep my bees any day.
Oh no!
That sounds like you don't want to do that.
Actually, I think the most realistic thing is an older person getting scammed out of all of their money.
Yes.
I don't feel like she was that realistic, though. I feel like she would have just heard the guy's voice and thought in her head, on a scale of 1 to Tilda Swinton, how white is this person? And then be like, oh, full Tilda. And then just
Never
hung
go
up
full
on
Tilda.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, it's very fair. But there are a lot of dumb people out there. There's definitely people falling for scams like that.
It's not even about being dumb. It's about being not being tech savvy.
Yeah.
Sorry, being tech dumb.
Okay, I'll allow it.
No.
Although
this is
personally,
this is actually a good spot. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
But this is a really good spot to allow Luciano a moment to. Well, it's
boy, we can have a Luciano being in boring moment.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole thing?
And what we call it, it's nice you sang a song. We actually, it's actually with Luciano. So if you want to sing to that.
Is there a song?
I don't have one for that, unfortunately.
When you don't want to listen to a podcast, actually with Luciano.
Thank you, motherfucker.
That should be part of the intro right there.
Yeah, that's in the clip. That's for sure.
That whole scam thing, the whole thing, from the way that the call center worked. Like, why is that call center like some sort of an unholy offspring of a sports bar, a stock exchange, and a LAN house? Like all of the stuff popping up in monitors and the guy on a microphone like it was a fucking auction house.
I do have one question. Spencer, is that what it's like when you were buying NFTs with your friends?
It was. Now I would do that. When I bought NFTs, I would do it at my house, but I would decorate my house exactly like that office.
That makes sense.
And
Did
I would
you have a microphone
recordings.
too?
I had a microphone and I had recordings of people cheering that I'd play,
Nice.
like as if they were cheering me on.
Yeah.
Silk
That
suit
actually-
on top?
That tracks.
I wore a suit underneath track pants.
Oh, I would think you used just silk suit and tighty whities, nothing else.
I thought you just had like sweatpants and a blazer on.
Yeah, that
Something
works.
like that. Yeah.
A stained white T-shirt. That was the correct one. I've saw him once. But back to actually it was Luciano.
No, like, so it's ridiculous. Like, it was going kind of okay, and like when he's like, "Oh, click on this thing, install that thing," and then suddenly computers become magic. It's like his fucking Gandalf the White. It's like immediately when she clicks the thing, they have all her information, all of her accounts, and like all of that data that they had to mine.
Why would she be the magician in this scenario? Sorry.
Not she, not her, him.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mickey or
Mickey or whatever the fuck his
Yeah,
name
Boyd.
is. No finger guy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then like, so he keeps on switching when he's talking like, oh, this is a fucking idiot. And like, how come he had the thing to switch? Why would he? Like, none of that makes sense. And then I'm not gonna go into it. And then once he has access to her computer, a bunch of stuff starts appearing on the screen. None of that needed to happen if he had like access to her machine. Shut up. And then when he does get the password, he gets the money immediately, out of all of accounts.
Yeah, because he copied and pasted
No, that's
the
not
money
how that works.
from
That's
the
not how that
account to
works.
his account.
And the movie knows because he sends a bunch of emails to her. Oh, fraudulent thing. And it's like, I was like, oh, okay, so she's going to recover the money. No, she recovers a bullet in her head. So
That's the other. Yeah.
None of that makes any sense.
That's a minute. I'm sorry. That's enough. That's
You
all the
had
time we
time.
have for.
Welcome back
What the fuck is a
podcast.
cyber beef? What the fuck is a
to the
cyber beef?
podcast.
No, I'm not.
Sorry, you wasted your 1 minute
I
on
know.
the money thing. You could use it for cyber beef. You chose not to. That's your own fault.
Where's the cyber beef?
That is a bad joke. My joke
Thank
also, Judge Against Spencer's, is it is going to be a new listing on the Taco Bell menu, cyber beef.
Ooh.
Better.
Oh, nice.
Now you can get diarrhea digitally.
Yeah.
See, we all wrapped
You
it
can
together.
get
Perfect.
digital runs.
Perfect segue to talk about something very different. This movie, how do I put this correctly? Confuses me. And I'm confused because I don't know how to put this. I don't know.
What the fuck is going on?
For
Well, at a
most of
certain
it.
point, I do. It's the president thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's like the movie's fun. We're doing our thing. We're going off the ladder. We're getting to the top kid, and then there's just like sprinkled in that his mom's the president of the United States.
yeah.
United States.
I
What
actually
was that
saw
about?
that coming.
Yeah, but like,
When
why?
he said
Some people are untouchable or whatever.
no, it was when he said when the queen bee is out of line.
Oh,
sometimes
right.
you need
That,
to,
that,
like,
the one
bee
Slayer
will
bee. The
come back.
Slayer bee.
yeah. And I was like, okay,
Because of her
that's like
defective
foreshadowing.
offspring.
And then I'm like, are they really going to
Yeah.
go for the president in this? I'm like, no, they can't do that. That's like too
Yeah.
fucking wild. But then when I saw his mom and she's like, oh, your mom owes me a favor, I was like, okay, she's the president.
I thought it
Got
was
it.
going to be like a senator or something like that, because she talks to the Flash, Wallace West,
right?
Yeah.
and
She has the flag on her lapel and stuff, but that's all just Senator Mumbo
yeah,
Jumbo.
and then she goes like, oh, I want you to protect him, and he goes, all right, fine, I'll do it for you. He goes, Wallace, I still think about you sometimes. Like, what?
Then he goes,
Sometimes, and then
That's
hangs
your,
up.
that's your Jeremy Irons?
No, that's not even his Jeremy Irons.
Sometimes.
Like it's his accent from Die Hard put through an English filter and cleaned up.
As I
to the
was going to
American.
St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives.
There you
That
go.
would have
Man
been
had 7
better.
cats. Each cat had 7 kittens.
Like he couldn't even keep the accent going on the same word.
Kittens, cats, dogs, and wives. How am I going to St. Ives? Go McLean.
Why do you have all that memorized? You such a-
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It's concerning.
Somebody had fun.
Let's use that as a segue to talk about some psychopaths.
Okay, that's kind of a seg. That's
The
good.
Beekeeper organization. We accept that it exists as a construct in the movie to say there's a beekeeper and he goes around cleaning up
Beekeeping.
beekeeping. Fine. It's much like John Wick and the world
No.
that there's like assassins. That
Let's
no one
call
knows
it what it
about.
is. He's Judge Dredd.
Yeah, I even wrote it like that. Judge,
No,
jury, and
I will
executioner.
not let you besmirch the name of Judge Dredd with this shit. Never will that
I
happen.
am the law.
No, he's not the law.
What was
He's
that? Was your slide?
he's the opposite
Yeah.
of
I am law.
That's better.
better. He's the opposite of Judge Dredd because he doesn't follow any laws. He's immoral. Anyways, I'm
No,
not going
he's,
to rant about
he's
Judge
not
Dredd.
immoral. He's judge, jury, and executioner. They say that in the
No,
movie.
but Judge Dredd has a very specific set of rules he operates by. You don't understand judges are all. Fuck you.
I haven't
Shut up.
seen
We're
the
going
original
down the plot
Judge
hole.
Dredd in a long time.
You've seen one movie. Congratulations. You know as much about Judge Dredd as the Beekeeper, which is nothing.
My life is a lie.
But answer this question then. You need to figure out this fast. The Beekeeper organization in the movie, what they show us, how it operates, the things that happen.
What?
How?
What? Yeah. What?
Is that a
Yeah.
question?
Like, there are beekeepers that operate in the world, and he's retired. But then he kills the retired beekeeper, which I guess you're allowed to do because they don't follow the law. Like, okay. And then
doesn't
no one
kill-
does it.
None of it really makes sense because at one point they say the current beekeeper, and
Yeah, there's one
clearly,
beekeeper at a time.
clearly Jeremy Irons says the current beekeeper is a psychopath and should have been whatever put out of commission a long time ago. But then when he kills her, mightily easy, might I add, that was the worst beekeeper in the history.
That sucked.
Oh, yeah.
I was really expecting like a big actor to come out and
Same,
a big,
be a big fan. I was like, oh,
like
Idris Elba.
yeah,
No,
like I
nope.
just had an antagonist for the rest of the movie.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way Conor McGregor came in Roadhouse. to be the
Yeah.
Oh, he's here!
Oh, yeah. The next
Happy to have you
beekeeper.
back.
He would have been a better challenge to the beekeeper, I think.
And that was just
But-
that was probably one of the most disappointing parts of the movie.
Yeah.
She's like, we have a new beekeeper. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's like going to be like another Jason Statham type, like really
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
And then she
The
comes in,
Rock.
she's like, wow!
Yeah.
really comes
It's-
flying in and just
It
gets
started
killed
off
immediately.
good. I mean, they were like doing the whole like flips and kicks at each other. It started off decent, but then it just was like done.
Yeah,
No,
but,
but
it would've- like I would have expected like a really cool like they're both beekeepers, so they're like part of an elite club. I thought like he'd walk up and be like, "Good to see you, Clay. I see you've been
Yeah.
Yeah.
taking things in your own
Highlander shit,
hands."
right?
Yeah, like
yeah.
like
and give
a-
us a little bit of exposition in the conversation, something like that. And honestly, I thought, okay, so this is going to be their first fight, and they're going to like limp away hurt from each other.
Mm.
No, he just curb stomps her,
lights are
and
on
then-
fire, pieces.
and then they're like, oh, the beekeepers are keeping out of this. Why?
What?
Wasn't he a
Why?
beekeeper and then
'Cause
he's
they're all
retired?
yeah, because
There's only those two ladies that gave him the address, and that's
They have
it.
to go back to RuPaul's Drag Race and get another one, basically.
Can you guys
Yeah.
answer me a question?
Sure.
Is there one beekeeper at a time, or is there multiple?
That's
This
what they
I was
allude
confused
to.
about as well.
So I thought the movie told me that it was one beekeeper.
Same.
But then I was reading the script, and at one point Wally West is like, "There's 50 beekeepers."
Oh,
But I don't know if that's
that
the
wasn't in
actual
the
script
movie.
or a
The
version of the script.
fuck?
I'm looking at the script version I read, and I see a date on it now, and it's 2021, so it's probably not
the
the
last
final one
Yeah,
they
yeah.
used.
so it
they
seems
could've
like they
changed
didn't
details.
officially decide if they wanted one or multiple, because they say she's the new beekeeper.
current.
Like
Yes.
Yeah.
current. Oh
Like,
yeah, current.
singular.
Yeah, and that was like, oh, I'm like, oh, that's interesting that there's one. Like, I like that's kind of cool, but also, how much could one person really
Yeah, exactly.
do to save an entire country from itself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then it
I mean,
makes
Jason
more
Statham.
sense. It makes
Yeah,
more
yeah.
sense that it's just
Right.
one, because then you don't have like an army of psychopaths doing this. It's just a one psychopath, right?
Fair. And I think one was fine. I don't think that was the biggest problem with the beekeepers. One of many problems. But I just like the other question I have with this organization, obviously, they don't cover it, and we'll probably cover it later, but they don't talk a lot about what the beekeepers do, or sorry, how they do it, where they come from, who they are. Like, they're just this outside organization that
Let me-
gets to.
Let me clear this up for you, Matt.
Okay, thank you.
Who beekeeper? Why
Yeah.
beekeeper?
Yeah,
what
exactly.
beekeeper? When
Exactly.
beekeeper? Where
Yeah.
beekeeper? Yeah, they're
And I think
faceless
that
organization.
it would
without-
have been fine not to explain, kind of like, again, alluding to John Wick, the whole coin thing or whatever. But it had to have some sort of like meaning without it, right? Like we were saying, if the current beekeeper was as badass as Statham, then it's like, okay, fuck it. Who cares where they come from? But like, what kind of a recruitment program recruits Adam Clay and whoever that woman was? Like, what? Like, was this just a problem of like interview? The interviewer was like, fuck this. Whoever, it's fine. You have the job. Because it doesn't make any sense to me that she would be absolutely no challenge to him
the
whatsoever.
interview process is, do you like bees?
Yeah. Are you a psychopath?
I like bees. Here's your gun. Here's your badge. Now police all of America.
But police
Go.
the U.S. Yeah.
You forgot to ask, do you understand bees?
Yeah.
They say no, here's a book. If they say yes, great. Here's a gun.
Yeah.
No book.
Here's
Why
your gun.
also did-
Here's your beekeeping book. Here's your badge.
Why did we not get any scenes with that girl as well, like Kate caring for bees? Like, why wasn't she, like, when they contacted her, just standing there putting on her makeup in front of, like, an apiary or something? Or,
Yeah,
Or
that's-
like
that would've been good.
making herself into a bee with makeup.
or
something.
just
No,
creepily, like, pouring herself in honey or something. I don't know. Just to really drive home that she's insane. Just
If this was really an 80s or 90s action movie, that would 100% have to happen.
Yeah.
You could have one
Yeah.
scene with
He-
nudity for no reason.
Here
exactly.
here what we got was like we have a problem. Oh, what is it? Eliminate Adam Clay. Ooh, fun, lol. I was like, oh, this is so fucking cringe.
Yeah.
This it was so like, how do
I
you
was
do, fellow
confused.
kids?
For some reason, I thought that the person writing "ooh fun lol" was the girl who was working
Yeah.
the computer.
No, it was the
I was like,
Beekeeper.
oh, why is
Can
she
I-
against? I got that later. I was like, oh, she's
Can I-
the crazy one, I guess.
Can I take a moment to set the scene of how that should have happened?
Yes.
Right after that, we get a phone call, and it's a rustic, like, old-style bathroom. And she's sitting in a clawfoot tub, just a dirty tub. And you don't see anyone in it. There's just some bubbles filled with honey. And then the phone rings. And we get from the scene from behind, she just emerges from the tub.
From the honey. She was taking a honey bath?
Just honey everywhere. And she
Nice.
picks up the phone, and they're like, we have a job for you.
Sorry, let me
And
just
she
add
doesn't...
honey
Yeah.
dripping from her glistening nipples.
Yes. Yes. Don't even need the tan, the 80s tan.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't even say anything. She just hangs up the phone.
no. She says,
Turns and says, more bees. And then they just pour the bees in the tub and she just sinks back down.
Wait,
when
the bees
they
are now
call-
in the honey?
no, they
Yes.
call her. When they call her, no. I got this. When they call her, they go, we have a job for you. And she says nothing. And and the other person goes, eliminate Adam Clay.
It's
And she
Adam
goes,
Clay.
I will be right there. And
Yes.
hangs up. That's
Then
Yes.
she says, honey. Pay,
Yeah,
pay
honey,
me
I-
with honey.
Honey, I will be right there.
And then, but then she gets out of the tub and she's covered in honey from her glistening nips. Walks away. Camera slowly pans back to the tub, and there's a body in the tub
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Or a body part, a head or something.
to show
know-
she's evil and
You know
crazy.
how when you're doing improv and someone in the group says, no, it's this instead of yes and you're like, maybe we should stop here, and then you don't,
Nope.
and then you regret it?
Nope, don't know that. But what should have happened, not what he's just said.
He's gonna know himself. No, what I said was stupid. This is what actually
No,
happened.
she should have said, "Excuse me, I'm feeling a little sick," and then vomited 1,000 bees that flew away.
What the fuck? Lord of the Flies now?
No.
Lord of the Bees, I'm sorry.
Just to make
She
sure
turns
she's
around
evil.
from a mirrored scene and it's just a beard of bees down her face.
I think, just to continue this madness, I think she has like a ringtone, and it's just the quote from Wicker Man, where Nicolas Cage is like, "Not the bees!"
No, the bees! Oh, the bees!
Yeah. And she does the impression every time the phone rings. She does the impression along with the ringtone.
Oh, not the bees!
Yeah.
Oh, the bees! And then she says, "Sorry."
Oh no!
Wow, that was too
Yeah,
far.
we need
No,
to
we're done.
fucking move away from this.
To move away from it, though,
And
I will say,
scene.
though, that because they had the other guy at the end,
The brew,
I guess-
brew.
the
Lazarus.
Lazarus guy. Why didn't they just send him? And then that was the whole thing between
Yeah.
the two of them continuing, right?
Great question. I want to ignore it because I feel like you've gotten off the plot point of the
Sorry.
Beekeeper's organization functioning.
Okay, yes. So the question is, how does it function? So I think
Naked in a tub of honey.
yeah, we've already answered this. No, I seem like I said. Apparently, there's one person or many, and they. What can we go over their job description? They say protect the hive like 100 times, but it's pretty goddamn
Yeah.
vague. So
They
they stop. the country from
what
destroying
they
itself.
they describe it as keeping the system running, right? Keeping the system in check,
Yeah.
or whatever. So like
Okay.
I guess if some politician gets too powerful and starts doing some shit that is like fucking up the system or whatever the case may be, they go there and deal with it. Or some corrupt director of CIA protects the coked son of the president. He goes there and does something about it, something like that.
Also, I think the implication is that they protect the hive, and I think in many cases the threats come from outside the hive, not just inside the hive. But they really don't focus on that much. They just mention it as a one-off, and then he continues to internally burn down the hive he lives in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
he
they
was
wanted to
retired.
give it like a Mission Impossible vibe to it too, where it's like
Yeah.
operated like under the radar, nobody knows about it and all that stuff.
Yeah, secret clandestine kind of.
Yeah, because even when
hidden group.
Verona, the FBI agent, the daughter of the woman that died, talks about it to the deputy director of the FBI, he's like, "Oh, that doesn't exist." Which
Well, the president doesn't know it exists, right? She has to be told by her erstwhile lover, Wally West,
I
that,
think-
that what the beekeepers are.
yeah, I
So
think
who
so.
fucking start like the CIA guys don't know about it? The president doesn't know about it. Is this just made up by Jason Statham?
I don't know. It sounds like it's an allegory for the Proud Boys, from what you guys have been describing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Sorry,
Why?
did I go there?
Oh,
My
We're
fault.
the
No.
beekeepers. We protect the white nation from the
Oh
from
no!
its threats. Oh no!
Power.
Bee power. We don't want to taint the honey.
So listen,
Oh God.
if I follow that logic, I figure they just have a parade down to small town and recruit, I guess.
Do you ever notice the bees are getting outnumbered in our towns? Oh God. What are you trying to say, sir?
The ones with darker stripes are outnumbering the ones with the whiter stripes. is what
Everyone
I'm
knows
saying.
that the ants run the banks.
Oh no!
Sir, you sound insane. Would you like to join the beekeepers?
Do you know anything about bees?
Here's a
sir?
gun. Here's your badge. We don't need a badge. Oh, sorry. Here's your gun.
Yeah.
No, I think that's. I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna
it's a good
just-
question. Like who is like, because the Mini Driver is the CIA director
The new one.
because Wally West
Yeah.
is retired.
I thought
So
you'd have
the
a
CIA
bigger role.
knows about it, right? But they
Also,
don't
me too.
control it.
Yes, she knows about it because the CIA is the one that knows about it, and I guess administers the program, like you said.
Right.
Luciano.
No, 'cause
but
they're
they
not
probably
in
have
control
no
of it.
Control.
Yeah. And
But
they don't
comes out-
clarify.
It's a
it.
byline of their budget, essentially, Spencer.
I see. They fund it, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, based on the technology they're using, it's probably like $50 a year or something cheap.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, this is sounding more and more like a terrorist organization.
No,
I
it's
know.
government
just saying.
sanctioned,
Government
just off the books.
sanctioned.
Yeah.
But the government is sending wave and waves of soldiers to stop these beekeepers.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. And they are sending a beekeeper to topple the existing government to install a different one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
just saying. Look into
Yeah.
You
it.
might be onto something.
Yeah.
Just saying. I feel like it's maybe the ones that got rejected. Like, even they're just like, this guy's got a little things wrong with him. I know where he could go.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Men in Black thing, right? Where they just like recruit different law enforcement, except in this case, they want the crazy one. So if you have to get fired from a law enforcement job before they even look at you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They do the shooting test like in Men in Black. And you just shoot everything. Man, woman, child. You pass.
Yeah. And then they go like, you're fired. And then when you're leaving, they go, come here. I have
No.
a job for you.
They say you're fired, and the ones that pull the gun on the instructor, they're like, I like you. That was a test. You
Sorry, yeah,
passed.
they run out of bullets and then pick up a phone and just start smashing people in the face.
Yeah.
with it.
You have to kill the instructor who was the previous beekeeper.
Ah.
Thereby
Ah,
taking his
it's
shot.
like a
Don't make-
Highlander
Don't
thing.
make this cool, Matt. Now
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah. You're making me like this.
What dare I? So I just have one final question. If we could answer it, I think we can move on to the fun questions section. And my question is, how does the Beekeeper organization actually function in this movie?
Well,
It doesn't. I think the answer is it doesn't, because the one beekeeper who was competent retired, and now it's done. The organization is done. They sent
it's over. It was
yeah,
one guy.
They sent the other person who clearly was like a poor replacement. And we're like, well, we tried nothing and we're out of ideas. and they're out.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's a like. I would have liked to seen a boss of the Beekeeper organization or.
I thought it was going to be the president. I thought, like, before we knew all of this shit, I thought it was going to be the president that was the only one who knew about the beekeepers.
Well, they kept alluding to it being like, she's the queen bee.
Yeah.
With her defective child. They also brought that up a lot, too.
Yeah, why
so
they
defective male offspring is what they call him. Which, let's be fair, PETA is defective in many ways in this. Cokedly defective.
Yes.
I think it's because he's short. That's why they were going at him. The dude's making money for
Jason
you.
Statham goes up to him. He's like, how tall are you? 5'8". Protect the hive.
Defective.
Protect the hive.
But like, I also didn't believe for a second that she didn't know the money for her campaign was dirty. Like, where did the money came from? No, but like she plays it even with him as if she
I just want to answer a simple question.
Sorry.
We already told you it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Off of my question.
Because you're asking a question which we have no answer for because the movie doesn't show anything.
Yeah.
The answer is it doesn't function. It's done.
It doesn't function,
Okay.
Jason Statham retired and it got fucked. It doesn't exist anymore. It's done.
He killed the whole beekeeper thing with him. He took it with him and his bees.
No, I'll write a backstory for the Beekeeper, okay?
Oh, no.
There was a leader of the FBI who we realized that with all the powers of the FBI, their name was Felix Octavian.
Love it.
And he was the head of the FBI, but he realized that even with all these powers at his disposal, he was tied up with the bureaucracy of government, and he couldn't really protect the country. Obviously, this man was a insane bee enthusiast in his own time. This is the prequel movie, by the way. And after he retires, the organizations that he tried to get taken down with the FBI target his family and kill his family. And that is when he decides to start the Beekeeper Initiative.
On his own?
This is a rogue operation. But he has ties. He has ties, though, to like the up tops. So he kind of like gets funding from his old colleagues, and they kind of keep it off the books. You know, it starts off as it's completely non-sanctioned, but he gets funding from people, in the top of the country, and he goes to bars and finds people who fight people for no reason.
He goes to roadhouses, you mean?
Yeah, he goes to roadhouse bars and scenes, and he just finds people that are a little bit off, who coincidentally
the first beekeeper's
also
name
like
was
beekeeps.
Dalton.
Yeah, and he says, "I'd like to talk to you about the Beekeeper Initiative," and hires them, trains them, blah blah blah, and the program is so successful that it gets brought into the government on a blacklist sort of operation. And then he finds out his son survived the killings, and that son was Adam Clay.
So this is like a few years ago that it started.
Oh yeah, the Beekeeper Association started 40 years ago and actually killed Hitler 80 years ago.
It's also time travel.
Sorry, did I not mention the time travel part?
Listen.
Everybody knows bees can travel through time.
It makes about as much sense as the rest of this movie, so it's on brand.
Do you think that Candyman is like the Jedi of the Beekeepers? Like he's like the dude with the hook. He just like appears. I'm thinking there might be a connection.
Well, like the handler.
That's a sequel.
He's the Beekeeper handler.
He's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of them.
Yeah, we'll cross Matthew soon.
How do you handle the Beekeeper? With a Candyman.
Yeah. I like it.
That's the sequel. We'll get there. And also, I'm a little disappointed this movie didn't show any dancing because bees. Everyone knows bees communicate through dance.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Oh, they should have had that fight just be a dance off between the two beekeepers.
A twerk off. They should have just been twerking left
Well,
and
I
right.
mean,
that would have been a good scene if she walked in and they were at like one of those club or one of the big fancy parties, and it's like the salsa music, not salsa, or like tango music playing, and she grabs him and she goes, "Hello, Clay," and and they dance. It's
and then
very
he wins
sexy.
the dance and she leaves.
Yeah, he wins the dance by breakdancing to the tango.
Okay.
I would have just preferred he walks in and twerking, and then he breaks down and says, "No, this is how you do it." He just starts going. I
Yeah,
think that works.
I mean that's how you
But
put
he's
butts
got-
in seats.
Exactly. But he's got underwear on that's black and yellow striped.
Of course.
is
That's all he wears.
This is the best time to
And
segue.
that's how the
No.
Beekeepers Association
This
was
is how I'm
started.
segueing. Now I have to edit this. No, no. But this is a good segue because I think now is the time to talk about a very similar question to this one. And it's mostly for Spencer, if I'm honest.
Yes.
Spencer, what is this movie's problem with NFTs?
Ah. Well, this is the problem. This movie was written when NFTs were at an all-time low because they had a big boom and then they crashed. But right now they're coming back. So,
no. Oh, no.
what you guys need to do is log on your computer, enter friendlyfriend.com.
Oh,
Is that what the
that's-
website was?
Yeah, it was the worst URL. of-
Friendlyfriend.com.
Yeah.
And you're going to go ahead and click download.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then you're going to see an NFT of me. And you're going to go ahead and press buy. Sorry, what was the question? No, this movie had a grudge about because NFTs are associated with like tech bros,
yeah.
rightly so.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
Peter was like an amalgamation of all the tech bros ever.
Yeah, I did love that scene though, where the guy's like, "What do you want? I have crypto. I have
Yeah.
NFTs." And then
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
about to kill him. He's like, "I said I have NFTs." like he says it again, like as
Yeah.
if that's gonna change everything.
Yeah, Peter goes to the girl. He goes, oh yeah, I have some crypto tips. Just follow me on Insta. I'm like, oh fucking
Yeah.
cringe.
It was good. He should have said, "Do you have any NFBs?" as he threw him off the bridge.
Well, I let that go too long. That's
Yeah,
on me.
That's on you. That's your fault.
Yeah, that is your fault.
Just trying to give you some room. Now let's ask you a different question entirely. This is actually about the movie. I want to know how you become a beekeeper. They don't talk about it, but we got to know because there are some wildly different skill sets being on display between Antoinette, Marionette.
Oh, did she have a name?
Allegedly, I saw it in the IMDb.
Allegedly, who alleges this?
Anisette, there it is. They're one of them is good at their job and one of them is not good at their job. So how do they get hired? What's it's like a SAT score they get, like a BAT score for bees, or
That's worse than my NFBs joke.
you know
It
what?
is.
It's here.
It really
I get
was.
it, so
It really was.
continue. Yes, and don't just
Sorry,
shoot
yes,
for it.
and that was terrible.
I like to think that they put them in a room filled with bees, and then use the bees to see how that they like pick them. Like either the bees come to them and like form like a bee suit, or
Oh,
like
the bees
just-
choose.
It's bee armor.
It's a bee Arthur. I don't know.
B. Arthur, yeah.
I just like just B. Arthur.
That's B. Arthur is the name of the director of the Beekeepers.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of them putting them in a room, like putting imagine just like 400 people in a room with 10,000.
400?
Yeah,
Holy
that's
shit.
that's how you get the cream of the crop. You put
The cream of the cop, if you will.
no, that doesn't work in this situation. We're
Yeah,
not
it
talking
does.
about police.
Yes, it does.
So you
I'm
put
pretty sure I also said that when we were playing the
You
episodes.
did.
Now it's
Yeah, I
very
stole
confusing
it.
to
And I
everybody
stole
else.
it. Yeah.
no, you put 400 people in a room with 10,000 bees, and they just say, "Let the bees decide," and they don't even watch, and they just wait till one person's left. That is the
I-
Yeah,
training.
I think honestly that makes sense.
I
Maybe they Yeah, sorry.
Well, I just have to say, I'm yes-anding you, Spencer, and going back to Matt's B room scenario because I think
It's the same,
you just put him in
same
the
room.
You get him great.
Same thing. I said the same
You know what?
thing.
I'm going to build off yours.
Okay.
Of this 400 people and 10,000 bees, it's actually a reverse scenario. The bees aren't selecting. Everybody's got to fuck as many bees as they can in 5 minutes.
What?
Fuck? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where? You're off the rails this
Wow.
time.
Just,
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
Does it qualify as just penetration, or do they actually have to go to completion?
Yeah, no, we need to. No.
Every bee has to go to completion.
No.
There's no. Stop yes ending this shit. Just end it.
Yes, and it's over.
Yeah.
Yes, and for all other protection, we stop.
I just thought they got like they went to like jails and whatever and got just the worst psychopaths that they could find. Not 400, maybe like 40.
Let's be real. He's not a psychopath.
Yes, he is.
He has a strong moral compass,
And he has one personality trait.
What's that? That he likes bees?
Yeah.
Just bees. Everything about bees, yeah.
Just bees.
Yeah,
It
that's
says
what I was
in
gonna.
your- It says in your resume here, bees.
That's what I was gonna say. They find like the weirdest, like most unhinged people they can possibly, and then they do like sort of a quiz about bees, and whoever has the highest score gets hired as a beekeeper.
I mean, if you wanted to find someone who's crazy and unhinged with bees, just go to any one of those holistic centers where they sting themselves to cure, like, I don't know, ALS or something like that, or what they think it does. That's an actual thing, by the way. Real.
Oh, I know.
facts.
I know.
Why are you
Maybe that's how they
insulting?
pick them.
Why are you insulting my profession and livelihood? Like, why did you bring that into this?
Maybe that's how they get. Well, because maybe that's what happens. They keep
That's
doing
where
it,
the
and then they
recruitment
gain
center
bee
is.
powers.
Listen,
That's what the recruitment center
bee
is.
sting therapy has been proven by one or two doctors,
Countless person.
by countless homeless people. They stand by it.
You know what? This is actually a very good segue to our next question. And that is, how would you create the perfect scam?
Like the scam that they're running.
Or
In
like
the
the
movie?
scam that you're running?
Well, have I told
Well,
you
if
about my NFTs?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Spencer already gave us his answer.
You go to Friendly Friend. But what the best scam?
I still
Well,
don't even know what the second scam was in that building. Like, it just looked like they were in like a
It's the
karaoke
same.
bar.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Was it the same thing?
It's always
Because
the
they had
same
a whole
thing.
thing with like it looked like people were winning money on a Japanese game show. Like, I don't know what was going on. In
Yeah,
that
or
second
the one in New York. Yeah.
Listen, we're not
That
talking
was
about their
weird.
scam. We're talking about our scam. I actually had an idea for a scam that is probably too good of a scam to say on this show because it would
If
work.
you make any money from the scam, make sure you give the credit to the
show.
cops.
Yeah.
The Spencer, not the show.
Oh,
doesn't eat
no,
credits,
no,
just
it's
Spencer.
this show.
I don't want to get
Matt,
arrested.
Matt's popcorn and plot holes. The scam is, you know those guys that run 50-50 raffles at like sporting events and shows and things like that, where it's like half of the money goes to one thing and half of the money goes to that. You just whenever they do that, it's just a guy in like a vest and a terminal that like accepts money.
Mm-hmm.
You just do it for cash. Forget the terminal, and you carry a bunch of raffles around and go to events and just say, "Would you like to buy a 50-50 ticket?" And then you just and you say, "We'll email the winners." You don't email anyone.
You just walk
Don't
away.
even
just
don't
walk
even
away
take
with
their
all the money.
emails. Don't even take their emails. You just say, "We'll find it. We'll find it."
We'll find you. Don't worry. And then there's your scam. You just walk around with a vest and tell people you're doing 50-50. You just walk around.
Don't
Going,
even need
tickets.
computers. You don't even need computers for this one.
tickets. Boom. Bob's your uncle.
All right, that's a legitimate scam. that
That's
you
a
definitely won't
legitimate
get arrested
scam.
for.
I feel like there's literally people who do that.
Yeah.
Very
Probably.
possible. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think this was pulled on me. So, and I'm gonna find you if you're listening, Mr. 50-50 vest.
Do give credit to the police in this one specific
Yeah.
instance of the show.
I gave that guy 10K.
Where have you been keeping your
again,
phone, though? That's what
How
I'm
could I
wondering.
lose? The prize was $10,100.
Meanwhile, Spencer is literally pulling his cell phone out of like a jar of honey. Just like, I will find you.
There's a lot going on there. Okay, no, that's fair. Different question. We'll go with the retirement options for beekeepers. I think there's probably a specific list they can choose from because, well, the government's happy to have these loyal citizens run around and keep the system in check. What they don't want them to all run off and just take up whatever military contracts and stuff. They want to make sure they're controlled and looked after. So there's probably a set list of like 10, 20 jobs they can take. So beekeeper really on the nose. What other ones can they get into to keep them calm and not like fly off the handle?
Oh, okay. Wait, just to clarify, you think that's why Adam Clay took actual beekeeping, just to kind of keep the
words I said are now canon. So yes, you have to answer that very specific. The specific specification, just so you're clear.
Let's see what else they can
Stop
do.
talking so I can say this so we can catch Spencer up and make it look like it's part of the podcast. So the specific thing we're looking for here is we want a list of professions beekeepers can retire to that'll keep them calm and relaxed so they don't fly off the handle and burn the entire system down, including killing the president's son.
Does it have to be bee related?
Probably not, because then you only have like 2 that you can do.
How many other bee professions are there?
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Bee
Did I tell you about my bee sting hospital?
Oh, it's a hospital now. It's not just a clinic.
We're growing.
I don't know. We're talking about being calm, right? So maybe like a capybara farm, I guess. Like just rolling with giant rodents.
I think that they insist. What are the odds that he went into beekeeping after being a beekeeper? I think that was insisted upon that he go into on.
I don't think so. I think he just got
hamster
too far.
assassins.
He got too into the thing.
You should say he was drinking the Kool-Aid like a
well,
little
the
too
honey,
hard.
not the Kool-Aid.
Oh,
But yeah. Anyway,
Hamster
I think
assassins.
I'm not.
Is that
Okay, show your work.
What
How's that a
happens-
retirement plan?
What are
Training hamsters to get intel for assassinations.
Okay. So an
Okay,
educator is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're rounding up to an animal
Pigeon
trainer
training.
in general.
Pigeon
An
training.
animal trainer, yes.
Yeah, pigeons can also murder for sport, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah.
Not gonna keep you calm per se, but
I was gonna say maybe to give way to their like bone breaking proclivities, maybe chiropractor. It's not really bone breaking, but it gets close. Maybe that would
Garden.
yeah. I mean, I would say at first blush they don't have the training to be a chiropractor, but arguably
That never
they didn't have the
stopped
training
anybody.
to be a beekeeper, and that would have fun.
Yes, that never stopped anybody. You go tell them they can't do it.
Yeah, that is fair. So, I mean, I think if you're looking for someone to do a relaxed profession, they can really lose themselves in cosplay. Would that work? Furries specifically.
I was gonna ask. Okay,
Can you
Yeah.
can you cosplay as a bee?
for
Yeah, I was
sure.
gonna think that too.
The
It's
world,
implied.
Okay.
the world,
Heavily implied.
the world
Okay,
is
then
your
I'll accept
beehive, man.
God damn you! That one I will accept. That
Yeah,
one
I
was
don't know,
fair
though.
though.
It's not bad.
There seems to be a lot of like negativity to sex work in this, so maybe the furry thing wouldn't be something they would promote. I'm just thinking.
Oh yeah, they hate sex workers. Well,
He wasn't very judgmental of it.
No,
It's
it was
true.
just the
Everyone else.
president. Yeah.
yeah,
That's true.
the president and everybody else around the president's son.
The CIA
Yeah.
Sex
and the
workers, said it.
CIA.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
because it makes his mom look bad. That's why.
What about sex work? They could do that.
Yeah.
They could, yeah, for sure.
They could.
Like
We're just
they
gonna
could-
freeze on that one.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
of
processing it, and I'm trying to think about
Literally,
how to make that
everyone
into
pictured
bee-related.
Jason Statham as a sex worker. That might be how he met Mrs. Huxtable. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm
The
pretty sure
honey
he'd make.
makes excellent natural lube. I think we have something.
I think honey does the opposite of what lube does.
Yeah, yeah.
when you really strip it down.
You
You
could
know,
have
though-
sex and wax at the same time.
Why don't you all try it?
That
and get
sounds
back
horrible.
To us? It's fun. You tell us. We'll do a scientific study.
Yeah, audience, try it out. See for yourself.
Yeah.
Let us
Let
know.
us know.
We have an email somewhere.
Yeah,
Send pictures. To Spencer.
No, don't. Yeah, okay.
I'll
To
make them
Spencer,
into
I'm okay with that.
NFTs. Everybody wins.
Now that's a scam. All right, that's fair. Different question then. Lazarus, he shows up
Brew!
at the end with his group of his team. Apparently, so what is the CIA is protecting? Well, Secret Service is protecting the president's cottage.
Yeah, well, I was
Protecting
like,
with quotes around it because
I was
Yeah.
very confused because they have the power of the entire U.S. military to protect the president,
yeah.
and to stop Jason Statham, they hire what appears to be a Fortnite crew of like pink and just like it looks straight out of like a Call of Duty game, like somebody that would like teabag me after killing me with their like pink gun.
You know Lazarus would do that if he killed somebody. 100%. Brew!
Brew,
So-
get good, man, get good.
Anyways, the rest of the question was, what is his deal, Lazarus? What? Because he just shows up in the house. Everyone else here, like, you got a backstory because they're cops, or they're like, they spend a lot of time talking about the FBI guys. Were like, this is a hardcore crew that takes down other people that can't take them down, blah blah blah, and like zero backstory for the Fortnite crew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Can we give him one?
yeah, hey, Brew.
It's kind of what I'm asking.
My team's called the Ant Farm. We run the banks.
Called the Hornets. We're the Charlotte Hornets.
Because it kind of
Oh, no.
Watching the basketball team in our spare time.
That's the best backstory. We were number one, Brew,
In South Africa.
until we got sued by the NBA. It seems like because he's like the only person that like had because he said that he killed a beekeeper.
By chick, because he was lucky. That's what he
He
said.
was
He
kind of
lost a leg
inspira-
in the process.
Yeah, he was kind of inspirational, though. I mean, he lost a leg, never let it hold him back. He, went right in there.
It kind of
Kind
held
of
him
a
back,
feel-good
though.
story, Yeah, a little.
Kind of got him killed.
How'd him back
That's
when
true.
Jason Statham kicked the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But like, it made me wonder, like, how come he knows about beekeepers? How come in what like instance was he fighting other beekeepers? Was like who's hiring
Right.
against
Well,
other?
it seems like Wally West brought him in personally, right? So
Yeah.
maybe he was like CIA or whatever.
Excuse me. Where's the fun? This is a very serious conversation.
Okay, sorry. I'll make it fun. Brew. After I was fired from my CIA job,
Oh
I
no!
went to play for the Charlotte Hornets. And I played in the
Oh, my
NBA,
God.
Brew.
So good. He nailed it. Best joke of the night.
That accent was a little.
Yeah.
It was a
It
little
got,
shaky
got
there
away,
in the
got
middle.
away from you, didn't
A
it?
little in the middle. It got a little shaky.
You sound like
might
Mel
say-
Gibson in Lethal Weapon. Was it Lethal Weapon 2 or 3? The South Africans?
It just got
two, right?
provoked.
Yeah, two, I
I
think.
think that's 2, right?
Yep.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
provoked.
Man, that's a good movie.
We
all
should
right,
be
fair
talking
enough.
about that movie.
No. I mean,
No.
no. Other question for this movie. Kind of talked about it a bit, but who law enforcement? What law enforcement? Where law enforcement? When law enforcement? Why law enforcement? And how law enforcement?
Why and how, especially?
Yeah. I think that
I mean,
kid,
what-
that drove it home for me, that scene with the FBI agent sitting out front right after they just burned out the first building, and he's like, we've got all these guys here and we found out that they're all wanted for, get this, cyber crimes. She's like, oh my gosh, get all their IDs. Like, literally the most basic thing you could do. Go up and be like, hey, can I ask your name? And he's like, that
What
might
about
be a little bit of a hard issue.
What about their civil rights?
Yeah.
He
Can you
says
not-
it even. At one point, he says it even. Like,
Yeah.
if you
Don't
stop
stomp on
trampling
this
this
man's
man's
civil
civil
rights.
rights. Yeah.
I just asked for his name.
But
Right?
wait a
Like, how
minute,
dare
Matt.
you?
So, Matt, are you implying that walking into a situation with someone who has a fucking machine gun and then a minigun head on in front of the bullets is bad police work? Is that what you're implying?
Now
Negligent
what-
police work.
It's kind of like literally.
those
I
guys
mean,
are
it was
pretty
just
dumb.
it was just on the back of a pickup truck. It wasn't like it was mounted to a military grade vehicle or
Or a
anything.
helicopter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be crazy.
I just
This is
picture the
fine.
cops driving up and like, I could take her.
Yeah.
I feel like
But she has
I
a
feel like-
minigun. That's fine.
Yeah.
the
yeah.
one guy turns to him. He's like, "I could take her," and the one guy's like, "Hey, these are bulletproof, right?" And then that's it.
Yeah,
That's his
That was
last
the
line.
conversation. That was the Half-Life Blue Light version
Right?
of this movie.
And he's like, "Are you talking about our skin or the car?" Yes.
Yes.
I think
Now-
that they would have saw her. They would have looked up. Like, is that a man or a woman? It's like, oh, it's a chick. Nah.
Oh,
We
there
got
you
this.
You
go.
can't kill us. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna kill my own woman.
Ain't no woman gonna kill me.
Yeah.
then he's like-
she doesn't have any pants on her. What's she's gonna do? Yeah.
Then he got her
Yeah.
car. He's like, "Yo, bitch, what's up?" And he gets mowed down.
Like get out of the car, swaggering already.
Yeah.
Listen,
Should you be in the
honey,
kitchen?
gets mowed down immediately.
Or like how literally all of them just crowd into one elevator to just shoot at the roof repeatedly. Like no
Oh,
idea
yeah.
if they're actually gonna hit them. Just
Listen.
all of them.
Those are all great examples, but I raise you them doing a most wanted search for this man and him walking into their huddle, planning
Yes.
to go into the building
Yes.
and literally
Hey, guys.
being like,
Hey,
"I'd
guys.
actually go through the front if I could."
If I could, yeah.
And then-
Trust me, I would have gone if I could. So sorry, guys.
Playing off that scene too, can we have a moment for just how genuinely poor their armor is? If like elbows and hands can just crack helmets, like
I was
what
just
is
that-
Jason Statham made of?
They're on a budget, okay?
Bees?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's made of bees.
Yeah.
He's made of bees. Clearly.
Just full on elbowing their helmets, and the guy's like, "Oh, he's just dropping dead."
Listen,
No,
the,
he's-
the
there were,
Beekeeper
like-
project is expensive, okay?
there were like
It's taking
10
all the
people
funds.
there.
Yeah.
The 10 technically armed and trained FBI agents ready to storm a place. And he
Michael-
walks to them and goes, "You guys suck." And he just
And
kind
then-
of fucking, yeah.
Yeah, just kills them. I was just saying that, like, on their like weak armor, the one thing that killed me too is he comes in, he's like, "I don't want to kill anyone and I don't want to hurt anyone," and then takes the guy's gun and shoots like 3 of them. So I
Well,
guess he was kind of
he
like,
makes
"I'll
he
get
makes
you
a
to do
point
it."
of shooting them in their body armor, right? So there, at least there's that.
Yeah,
But-
Listen, if an elbow can go through that, they're dead. Like, let's be honest.
That is
Yeah.
also true.
They're dead.
they said how many they said anyone killed, and they said they all survived except Willie and Billy over there.
Billy's got brain damage from getting hit with the helmet on. I
Yeah.
think he's perfect for the next Beekeeper.
What's this helmet made out of? Jello?
Yeah,
It is now.
Lego.
Lego would be pretty tough, but it would also fucking concuss you.
Pointy. That would hurt more to hit
Yeah.
That
back.
hurt more than anything.
Hey, I have another question, and we didn't talk about the first crew very much. The guys who did the scam on Will Smith's mom, and Mickey. We talked about him, or Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd,
Mickey, Boyd,
Mickey,
Garrett.
Garnet,
Garnet,
Fingerless
yeah.
Man, Fingerless Man.
They
He
said
is-
his name is Boyd Garnett in the movie. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. I mean, IMDb has Mickey. That's what I'm going off of.
I
Anyways,
don't
not important.
Fucking care.
Great.
If IMDb says the Queen of England was there.
that'd have been a movie.
She's also the president of the United States.
No, she's the next Beekeeper.
Yeah, she's the beekeeper. That's how you keep it in check. Anyways, the real question: Mickey Boyd has mob ties. What mob is this kid part of?
Yeah,
Charlotte
maybe they
Hornets.
meant like suit ties made by the mob.
No. It's called the Brokuza.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's their crime of choice?
Other than cybercrime,
Yeah.
Or cyber beef, obviously.
Yeah, they got
Ah
the cyber
no! Fuck.
there's so
They
many
sell-
cyber beefs you can't even keep track.
They sell cow meat over the internet. Cyber beef. That's what they do.
Um,
beef. Yeah.
yeah. If that guy's a mob like member, I'd be like so unintimidated by him. He comes up, he's like, "I'm connected, man."
Yeah.
We said-
Do you know who I
got
am? No, and I don't care.
Look at the
No.
quality of guys he scared up for his crew. They were real
Yeah.
good.
They were
They were great. They were so smart shooting guns when they were
Shooting
going
bees.
after someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got those bees good.
But they know about the bee armor. That's actually really smart on their part.
Ah, they were
Yeah.
one step ahead. A lot of good it did them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was quite an interesting gang.
Yeah. I love that he's like, yo, I gotta go big dog this right now, and that's what he comes up with. Sweatpants and shotguns.
Do you think?
Maybe that's it.
Sweatpants and
Sweatpants
shotguns.
crew. Sweatpants
Yeah.
crew.
So you think he said mob ties, but he just has a crew that's the sweatpants and
Yeah, they call themselves the mob.
yeah.
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 Maybe they
I
just hang out at a diner and,
Yeah.
you know, old
Play
Italian
play
diner
Fortnite.
and play cards. Play
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Everybody plays Fortnite in this.
They drink
Brew.
Rio.
I honestly think he didn't have mob ties, and he just like lied on his resume, and then he just put up an ad on.
All right, that's fair. I think that's a good
Fiverr on
point.
Fiverr. Yeah, those are Fiverr mobs.
But if he was part of a mob, what mob would take him?
Oof.
He said Brokuza.
Yeah, the Brucuza.
Other people need an answer, Spencer. You can just
Oh.
not talk for
I have an
like,
Top
idea.
a
that.
minute.
It's
They're
the
not gonna top
Brocuza.
Oh, good one.
Oh,
Thank
even
you.
I
better.
lied. Luciano adopted.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't think of anything clever. at
Yeah,
this
no
moment.
no
I'm
one
like
would.
lost.
That's the thing.
All right, fine. Fuck you guys.
Come,
You know,
name
I ask
other
fun questions.
Name other gangs. You got the Triad. You got
Hell's
the
Angels,
The
Hell's
Sharks.
Angels.
the Jets.
The Jets.
There
There you go.
Are
See?
you guys naming
See, we got
1950s
there.
musical gangs? God, we're so lame. We're so lame.
Very topical though.
Yes. Very much so.
Spielberg remade that movie. We're fine. It's
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
zeitgeist
yeah.
somewhere. All right, no, I think we nailed it. It's kind of the
Fucking
The Sharks,
1950s
the Jets.
musical gangs. Names of gangs, boys. Grease. What are they called? The T-Birds or something?
Yeah, the T-Birds. Yeah, yeah.
The T-Bags, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
You're welcome.
we got it. Thank you for that.
You better shut up.
I guess we really only have one question left here. There's a lot of similarities between this movie and John Wick in terms
Yeah.
of the old ass technology and the secret society that works outside of the knowledge of the public. So
Can we also add though, like the killing, like when this movie started, they're like, I was telling my wife, I'm like, it's like John Wick, but instead of killing because they killed his dog, she's like, they killed his bees? And I was like, no, they like chicked an old lady and she killed herself. But then the next scene was them killing his bees. I started laughing.
well, shit.
I was like, oh, maybe she's right. Yeah, so it's like exactly like, and then also like the guy was so scared of him too, right? It was like the same scene where it's like,
Yeah.
he killed him with a fucking pencil. He's like,
Yeah.
he's a beekeeper. When a beekeeper comes after you, you're dead. He'll kill you with a
Yep.
Yeah.
fucking stinger.
All that was
Pencil.
missing. All that was missing in the conversation was him going Baba Yaga. That was all that was missing. Yeah.
BB Yaga.
I didn't want to make the joke, and you went and made
I
it.
just
You
did
knew,
it.
you knew it was coming.
You know,
I know our
it's-
audience.
It's anyway. So
They hate it.
we're gonna move past whatever the shit that was.
Sorry.
So the studio's dead set in a sequel, but this sequel is we're gonna merge the world of John Wick and the Beekeeper together. How are we gonna do this?
Ooh,
Shouldn't be too hard.
And we're doing current day. All the TV shows can get fucked, but the 4 movies of the John Wick.
Right.
So John
So-
Wick is alive?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably dead. They show us his grave, allegedly.
So what you're
But-
telling me is if there's enough interest, he's alive.
Yeah.
From the
I mean,
audience.
isn't that how
100%.
it always goes?
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
and this is a
somehow,
new
somehow
challenge.
Palpatine returned.
Because it's a new movie, so he's back for it. But yeah, so like, how do we bring? Because would the Beekeeper care about John Wick?
Only if he was disrupting
The Hive.
U.S. politics. Is the Hive U.S. politics?
Well,
Yeah.
the U.S. itself.
It's,
I don't think it's
yeah,
politics
the
specifically.
home system. Yeah.
So if John Wick was assassinating, let's say he was hired to assassinate the president.
Sure.
Okay.
Then he'd care.
What do you know?
Maybe.
I think.
I think we have to be like if the beekeeper put all this effort into using the beekeeper thing and like making it about bees and beating us in the face with the bee manual,
Yeah. Go on.
then I think we need something a little more like
Bee related?
more intricate yet pointless,
Aha.
Okay.
like the beekeeper,
Okay.
to
So I
give
think-
the reason for why the beekeeper and John Wick cross paths.
Okay, so the Continental Hotel
Mm-hmm.
has a bee infestation.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
So he goes in and offers to remove the bees in a humanitarian way, like to keep them alive, because their bees are not hornets. He wants them to live for the
good of the hive.
good of the hive.
Is this
Yeah.
The good of the
Ghostbusters?
hive.
Is this Ghostbusters 1, Spencer?
Maybe. So, anyways, they go to a library, and an old ghost. I mean, an old bee pops out. No,
An old ghost lady gets robbed by scammers.
yeah,
Oh my god.
it's all coming together. No, he wants to remove them humanitarianly, but then the leader of the Continental says we can
The
handle it.
manager.
And
Yeah.
instead he hires his team of assassins to eliminate the hives.
You know, when you said no about the Ghostbusters thing, I thought we were going to go somewhere serious. That's my mistake, honestly.
No, what else would he do? That's his go-to move. He puts on, you know how they put on the lists, like the targets?
Mm.
Right.
They put the hives on the list.
But why though?
Because it's a bee infest. They have to get rid of the bees.
And
So
they're
they're just gonna go in
hiring.
with like gun.
They're hiring assassins to shoot the bees. Is that what you're saying?
That's all they
do.
That's all they know how to do. That's what they do.
I see.
It doesn't.
I do want
Hey,
to see a movie with
Matt
Keanu Reeves.
specifically said stupid.
I want to see a movie with Keanu Reeves drop kicking bees. I think that's pretty dope.
Well, do I have a movie for you?
I did not mean straight up stupid.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, let me pull back. You guys go. You guys let me cook for a second.
So I think the movie, the one thing we have to establish is Adam Clay clearly realizes by the end of this movie that he still enjoys doing what he does best. So he goes back to being a beekeeper since there's an opening anyway that he made. So he's again the beekeeper, and his
Oh, like
name
the
now
real
is
one.
not. Yeah, he's back on the job, and his name is Felix Octavian.
I like it. Fantastic name.
Yeah, and then I think he finds out about the Continental, and here's what happens. He's there for some other reason. We can come up with it later, but he overhears a conversation between two assassins, and he misunderstands that they intend to kill the president. And then that's why he gets involved. Because of a misunderstanding.
Why isn't that just them actually wanting to kill the president? Why misunderstanding?
Because it's supposed to be pointless.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
Trying
So
to
my
make it
exact
pointless.
idea, but it was they just misheard it
Yeah.
to make it pointless, which is what
Yeah.
Matt asked for. I got you. Okay.
I think
Well done.
Well done. Very, very creative.
Okay. Okay, I think we should just cut through all the red tape and just have like literally the president's like, this guy's coming for me. I can't. He's gonna remove me because
Also
of my
my
defective
idea.
children.
Again.
No, no.
Okay.
So she just
Gotcha.
literally is like, we gotta get someone, trying to suppress her English accent. She's like, I've got to get,
Yeah. Judi Dench is going to play the
Yeah,
president.
I've got to get someone to protect you. And then, Jeremy Irons is like, well, Lazarus didn't work, but I know another guy. And that's when they bring in John Wick. So John Wick corners him in the
opposite.
bar, right?
I like it. Okay.
Exactly. So John Wick corners him in the barn, right? And they have this huge fight, and they're not getting the upper hand. And he throws him outside, and the beekeeper gets thrown into the bees, and there's honey everywhere, and he's got him on the ground, and he's like,
Sorry, let me
hold
add
in-
with glistening nipples.
Glistening nipples.
Absolutely. They're just-
All four nipples
Of course.
absolutely glistening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that goes without saying now.
Yeah, I went through this quickly, but they're both shirtless now and
Yeah, of
covered in
course.
honey. So
We all
they're
knew
rolling
that.
around. Yes, absolutely.
Matt,
They're
this might ruin it, your segue, but I do. When they're rolling around with glistening nipples in the honey and they're shirtless,
Yeah.
they just start making out, right? Like,
Oh,
Let 'em-
yes.
Let me get
Oh,
there.
they almost start making
They-
out like 3
they-
times.
So this is the thing. John Wick gets the upper hand. He's got him down now. He's got him on the ground. He's on top of him. He's got the guns, and he looks over at the bees, and he sees one of these bees lying there, and he's struggling, and he looks at him, and they look at each other in the eyes, and he says to him, he goes, "But they killed my bees." And he's like, "They killed my dog." And then he goes and he looks at the side of the building, and he sees like a little piece of mail, and he goes, "Your mother's name is Martha?"
son of a bitch.
And then they just have a
Why did you say that
makeout.
name? Why did you say that name? No.
And
Why
they
did you
make
say
it.
that name?
Thank you.
And then they just have a heavy makeout session.
It's actually
And
a
that's how it
porn.
ends.
It's actually a porno. Yeah.
I thought this was.
Yeah.
I thought this was the opening. You said it was the opening scene. No, it just ends. It's one
that is
scene.
the opening. That is the opening scene.
Yeah. Then it's like 45 to an hour and a half minutes of just people fucking. Like, that's all the story.
Yeah.
Now here's the
Basically-
twist. We show it
Basically, it's
all.
Roadhouse. Basically, it's Roadhouse.
Okay,
And
I got
Conor McGregor just rolls in, no pants.
Oh, he's back. Got her.
Roadhouse.
Oh my god.
But we show it all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's your sequel, Matt. There's your
Great.
sequel.
Love it. Love
Think
it.
what else you could possibly want.
No, that's been greenlit for sure.
What's,
All right.
what's the movie called?
Oh, important.
Oof. Oh, jeez, I didn't even think of that.
Ooh, that's
John B.
John
None
B.
of
Wick.
none of your
Ooh.
beeswax is the name of the movie.
Fuck you.
so fun. No, both names are cool, so this one's got to be cool too.
Oh, I see. The bee fucker. I don't know.
Cooler.
Cooler.
Oh,
To be too furious.
to be.
To be or
wicked.
not to be?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Wait, what did we hear? Which one?
To be
To
too
be.
wick.
To be
Or
too
not
Yes.
To be too
To
wick.
be too weak. Oh my
Be to
god.
Wick.
I think we got it, guys.
Nailed it. Great. One last thing to wrap up the show. Then we need to give our rankings for this movie. We use the patented S tier. S is the top. F is the lowest. Morbius is your basement. The top is who the fuck knows. No one can agree on anything. We
Yeah.
don't really count Chris when it comes to Morbius. But we're gonna do our rankings each.
Wait, didn't he beat up a guy who looked like Morbius in that movie too? There was a
Probably.
scene. I made a note.
Probably.
Probably. Maybe it's the kid he killed. Anyways, not important. Moving on. Spencer, give us your review of The Beekeeper.
Okay, I'll do my best. The Beekeeper, fun movie, good time. Suspension of disbelief has to be at an all-time maximum to really enjoy this movie, because I think we kind of undersold how stupid everyone is and how
Yes.
bad they are at their job. We did talk about the police, but everybody in this movie, like, he's like the most wanted man in the world, and he's walking everywhere in the open, including a presidential dinner. Everybody with their guns, for some reason, runs at him, and like, they never have their guns aiming at him already. They always have their guns down, and then as they pull them up towards him, he grabs them, and that happens so much. And I just was thinking, you don't have to be within a foot of a man to shoot him, and that happened a lot. So that kind of stuff gets bad, but then gets good again because it's so stupid, the way that some movies do. So if you can get like all the dumb stuff, if you can let go of that, it's a fun movie, and it's fucking Jason Statham playing a beekeeper, killing people. So I mean, you get what you pay for. So
Yeah.
having said
99
that,
cents.
yeah, was it worth my 99 cents? Yes. Am I getting that 99 cents for promoting Prime Video? Also, yes. So it's free and worth every penny. So I give this movie a C because it's dumb, fun, and full of cum.
Wait, what?
That's the
No,
name.
sorry,
That's the
that-
sequel. That's the
That,
sequel.
that's the sequel. Sorry, I got
That's the name of the
confused
sequel.
there.
That's the name of the sequel too.
Sorry, that's the sequel.
It's
No.
ironic.
Sorry, this one's dumb, fun, and full of bees.
There you go.
You
There you
don't want
go.
that. All right, Luciano, what do you got?
So, outside of that first whatever 10 minutes that stupid scam shit was, which really aggravated me, I actually enjoyed the movie. It's like Spencer says, you have to know what you're in for. Like if you go into this wanting to watch something with like a deep story, you're just going to regret it. But if you go in as I did, knowing, okay, this is going to be dumb and fun, which it was a little bit dumber than I expected, but it was also fun.
Was it more dumb or more fun?
More fun, I think.
More fun
Because,
than
like,
dumb?
At one point, I was like, okay, I'm not supposed to care about this making sense or the police working as police or logic making any sort of dent in this. I'm just supposed to enjoy Jason Statham beating people in creative ways, which I very much did. And that's what I came for. So I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? That's really the litmus test for me to kind of define the score. And I don't think I would. Like it's not like I would watch scenes of this. Like I would definitely watch the Home Alone scene again, or that scene where he chops the guy's fingers off. Like I would watch that, but not the whole movie. So I started this thinking it was going to be a B, but I think I agree with the C. I think this is a C movie. I don't regret watching it, but I don't think I would put myself through it again.
Fair and accurate. Good score.
Fair, and I hate it. Other Chris,
weird
what do
'cause
you got?
It was weird because I feel like with Luciano there, I was thinking like you only want to watch the scenes with the fingers getting cut off and the guy getting cut in half. I'm like, I think you could be a beekeeper.
I probably could.
You got the makings.
Luciano,
Right?
I'd like to tell you
I
about
got the
Beekeeper
psychology. I just need the training.
Exactly.
Here's your gun. Here's your badge. Oh,
Thank you.
never mind. Just the gun.
Yes,
And
sir.
here's your bees.
Yeah. Here's your gun. Here's your badge. Here's your bees.
Right. Okay. Well. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm of two minds of it. I kind of want to give it 2 reviews because I didn't actually watch the very, very last part of the movie. Like I just was like, after all the fights and stuff, I'm like,
Where did you
I don't
stop?
need to watch it. Because I didn't really like it, and I'll tell you why. It felt a lot like someone, like a stand-up comedian, trying to be satirical about something and just bombing badly. There was a lot of subtext to it that was, it's like a stand-up comedian going up and being like, ladies, am I right? And then the lights flow, and it's literally like a women's convention that he's standing in front of. It was kind of like that. It felt really weird. Hence, like, I felt like I was at the Republican National Convention half the time. I was like, what am I watching here? Like, it was getting weird. But that being said, I didn't watch the ending of it. So I do think there is a good movie there if we go with the ending that I imagined, which if you'll give me 2 seconds, I'll explain.
Sure.
I think that this movie, at the whole end of it all, you have him back with his bees and he's looking at it, and then it slowly starts to ripple away. And you see a very heavy-set man, very bearded, almost like our intrepid leader there, just wearing overalls and sitting in a truck. And next to him is his little son, and he's reading a storybook, kind of like Princess Bride. And he closes the book and he looks at his son and he says, now, Zeke, that is how it is. And that is why Daddy had to block the intersection. And then they just pan out and you see there's a huge semi-truck in the middle of the road and everyone's trying to get through and honking at him, and it just says on the side of it, end COVID now. And I think that would have made it perfect.
What in
Would have
the
been the
fuck?
What?
perfect ending
He
for
said
this film.
He said
He's like,
cokedly.
yeah, definitely.
Look, I feel like we had Chris back for a moment there.
Yeah, we did.
He has
All
other
the-
Chris for a reason. He channeled him.
All that we're missing is him giving an ass now.
You
Yeah.
you channeled Chris there perfectly,
So the
cokedly.
thing is, exactly.
Same
So
thing.
the thing is, I actually would give it about the same rating. I would give it a C. Because, man, when the action was good and when it was
COVID.
dumb, it was
C
rolling.
for COVID.
When they just started throwing in all the... when they just started throwing in all the weird conspiracy theories from like 4chan, then I was just like, I don't got time for this. Just give me bees and give me death.
Was
You
there a
don't
lot of
understand-
conspiracy theories?
You don't understand when an auteur is mastering his craft. But from the director of Suicide Squad comes.
Oh yeah, it is
By the
David
way-
Ayer. Yeah.
Fun thing. The writer is the same guy who wrote the remake of Point Break, another Patrick Swayze remake that failed. And thank God that Jeff Healey was not around to see it.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Still got it. I'm going to use that to just talk about my rating for the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was perfectly executed. Where I went to the theater and saw it because I just needed to just chill out.
Turn
And I
your
think
brain
that's-
off.
Turn my brain off, and I think it hit me in the right time in the right spot because no brain needed for any of this. It was just Jason Statham escalating murders and like the dumbest situations, and everything was dumb. And my brain was so off that even when he showed up, somehow broke into the president's house, murdered her son, left, and everybody was cool with it.
Yeah,
Sure.
And then they're all like there was like 10 armed guards, and she's the only one who like tries to stop him when he jumps out the window and he's 10
Yeah.
feet away.
Everyone else like, God, somebody finally got rid of that kid. Great.
Oh wow, he jumped and they were like, "Oh, he's dead now, right?" He's dead.
Yeah, that didn't look. It's like, that's like
Yeah.
at least 3 or 4 feet. He's got to be dead.
3 or 4 feet. I thought you were gonna say stories.
Anyways, so I would give it a B for B because I know when to hit the memes and the jokes. So B it is. You're welcome. All right, this is the perfect time to segue off of this. We're gonna switch genres. We've done a bunch of action movies in a row.
Finally.
Yeah, well, we are the facts, the facts representing podcasts on the internet. For those of you who don't remember or forgot, I don't know how you could. Everyone uses this term. Facts is fantasy, action, comedy, sometimes comic. See what we're doing, thriller, and sci-fi. Listen, we've mixed that
Yes, we have. We have.
Christmas movie we watched. I don't know what that was.
That is true. That is true.
And so we're gonna dip into fantasy as hard as we can with Damsel. That is the
Millie Bobby Brown.
thank you, Millie Bobby Brown vehicle. That's streaming on Netflix. I think it was direct to Netflix. So we're gonna check that out. And then after that, it's the most anticipated movie of the year. But I'll leave that as a spoiler. Don't you
Buckle
worry.
your seatbelt, Dorothy.
Buckle up. But yeah, next week, Damsel. So we'll see you then.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!